Darius, cheers. Thanks very much for joining us on Data Transmission today. Obviously, you've got a lot going on, and I appreciate you taking the time out.
No worries, mate.
We're obviously doing this interview ahead of you heading to London this weekend for Butterfly Effect Festival. But we want to cover off a few other things as well. So I saw earlier in this year that you basically announced that Do Not Sleep were gracing the crop room at Amnesia with a residency this year. Also saw that the lineups were a little bit, intricate, bit of underground techno and stuff like that. How's it gone so far?
Well, all the shows have been great so far, but last week in particular was absolutely amazing. It's not just about the club being full, it's about the crowd that come and understanding the music that you're playing, that's the most important thing for me. And I could express myself properly as a DJ. I could go as underground as I wanted, I could go as deep as I wanted. And as a DJ, I'm pretty Balearic more than others, where as I cross through house and techno a lot in my set, I'll go up and down a lot. Sure. And I know it's going good when I can do that without having to think about, should I change it a little bit? And it's been going brilliant, really. And the good thing is, at the beginning, a lot of people were saying, why are you teaming up with Abode? And the thing is, Abode have got a massive fan base, for their sound. And it's like, enables us to do, like I've said this before in other interviews, more underground stuff. And, we're bringing in people like Robert Hood, Josh Wink, Cassie, and stuff like that. And they're absolutely smashing it. They've got, like, for the tech house thing that they do, they've got Fisher and, Heidi and that kind of thing. And the two parties work really well together. They're in one room, we're in the other room, and it's been going, really, really good. And it's not just English fans coming. I've seen, I recognise people at the front of the club from gigs I've done in Switzerland and Italy in particular, and a lot of gigs that I've done in Madrid and Spain. I've seen like regulars from those gigs coming to the party at the front. So it's been really good, to have an international fan base as well.
We also saw that last year you kind of voiced that Ibiza had changed a little bit and you felt it wasn't quite as genuine as it in previous years. Would you say that the residency is you just trying to attempt to bring back that kind of original Ibiza sound?
Well, don't forget, I've done like 6 or 7 years on the island as a resident, and every year it seemed to be less people into music coming and more people coming for other reasons and other things, and coming for parties which are more about gimmicks and stuff like that. And I'm not really bothered about that, and it's not really my thing. And I won't DJ somewhere if the money's good, but I'm not really going to enjoy it. I'll be straight up about that. But Amnesia came to us, and what they offered us was exactly what I'd want to do. And if that offer wasn't there, I wouldn't have come. I'd come to do a few guest slots, maybe DC10 stuff like this, but I wouldn't do certain other commercial parties and stuff. And yeah, Ibiza has changed. The island actually, touch wood, we've been really good numbers wise, but a lot of parties are struggling. And talking to the hotel people and stuff, a lot of the hotels are down on numbers by big numbers. The island's not as busy as it has been, but touch wood, like I said, our party's been busy. And there are other parties, obviously, which are absolutely smashing it. Like James Jones is absolutely smashing it at DC10. There's good parties still smashing, so the island's still buzzing. And don't forget, it was June. And whenever there's a World Cup, I noticed it in 2014, and also during Euro 2012, when there's a big football competition on. It's never as busy at the clubs, but it's now gone into July, and we packed last week. So yeah, I think tonight as well, by the looks of it, it's going to be absolutely rammed.
Cool, it's great to hear. Came out with some news at the beginning of this year that you were starting your own label, so that was Moxie Music.
Yeah.
How's that going? And also, what kind of artists can we expect to see appearing on the label?
Okay, well, Moxie Music is going to be my own label, which is vinyl and digital. I've delayed the launch of it because obviously I had to focus on the Amnesia residency and stuff. But once, toward the end of summer, it's the first release. I've got, on the first release, it's Dance of the Shaman. I think a lot of people saw the video clip on my Instagram. I posted a clip of the track and everybody was inboxing me, track ID, so that's a good sign. Now, the whole point of the label is for me to show that music for the dance floor can be a bit deeper but also be for the dance floor. There's a bit of a backlash on tech house, and I just think that tech house doesn't need to be a bad word. There is music that is aimed at the dance floor that can be good and deep. It doesn't always have to be quite gimmicky. The first release, I've got Manpower, who's done a sublime 13-minute, it's just lovely track, and when you hear it, he's playing the keys. It's a really, really good track. Doc Martin's done a remix as well, and obviously East End Dubs. He's done his kind of like fusey kind of sound on the remix, and there's my original. But I've also got other releases. There's Christian Berghardt, can't think off the top of my head right now. Tommy Vicari Jr., Shaft Hughes, Ray Mono from Leeds, Phil Weeks. There's another track as well. So, you know, once the summer's over, the releases will be coming thick and fast on that label as well, you know. But I have got other releases coming out on other labels. I've got Hot Creations, which is the track Danza that everyone's asking me about. So yeah, there is other releases, but then my label launches, and I'll be doing a series of label parties as well, which is going to be held in smaller clubs. Like I did the Joshua Brooks in Manchester, which is like 6-hour sets, 2 weeks in a row, that kind of thing. So I'll be doing Mint Club in Leeds and Newcastle, you know. So I love doing the big warehouse events, but I also really, really love doing the smaller club events, and the label party will be the smaller club shows.
Have you got any other additional projects going on top of that as well at the moment?
Well, funnily enough, obviously when it's summer, I'm in Ibiza back and forth, I'm touring. So whenever I get a chance to go home in the studio, I like to it straight away. But I was talking to Jamie Jones when he signed Danza. He was like, he's really loving what I'm doing, and he wants to do a collaboration track. So we start in the early parts of that project, but I can't say anything about it just yet. But that's in the pipeline. There's also, I'm talking to Global Underground about doing an album with them. You know, GU, Global Underground's been going for years. You know, like people like Sasha and Digweed and legends like that have done it. I know Jackmaster's about to do one, and I'll be doing one after that. But that's in about another 12 months' time. So that's in the pipeline as well. And obviously, I'm busy with my Rinse FM radio show. So yes, pretty busy time.
I think you've also got your new EP that's just come out, just been released, Fixation.
Yep.
It's come out on 8-Bit Records. I think that's quite a long time since you've been out on that label. Are you excited to be releasing on the label again?
Yeah, I mean, the last two releases have been Moon Harbour and 8-Bit, and I'm really happy to, you know, both releases are vinyl releases as well, and I'm happy to be doing more on labels like this, which is aimed a little bit more to the European crowd as well, not just UK. And I've had really good feedback from, you know, like fan base that I've got in Italy and Spain and places like this, and also South America, Argentina. They've kind of responded better to this release than others, you know. So I'm excited, and you know, I've actually had the vinyl sent home, but I've not been home for like 3 or 4 weeks, so I'm looking forward to actually holding them in my hands, and you know, still get excited about that. You know, I've been doing it for years, but when you actually get the vinyl of something you've made in the studio and put it on and play it, don't know, it's a bit more of a buzz than just clicking on digital. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Are there any kind of producers, upcoming producers you've seen over the course of this summer period in Ibiza, or even before that, you know, caught your eye?
Well, yeah, I mean, right now we've taken Ronnie Spiteri on board from Southampton, who's smashing it on loads of labels like Knee Deep in Sound, stuff for can't really think now. So many good labels. He's smashing it a lot, and I think he's going to do well. There's also Naira, who's doing more of an underground thing. He's one of the house disco DJs, which I'm really feeling. He's going to come through, I think. There's Ben Sterling, really, really good track that he's made called Chow, and I've been starting my sets with it. It's kind of the perfect Darius kind of track, you know, when I go on and put it straight in, and it's like just so much energy, but it's kind of deep and groovy. And he's if anybody wants to hear that, Ben Sterling, it's called Chow. Brilliant, brilliant track. So I think he's going to go far. There's from Amsterdam, Luke van Dijk. I don't know if you know him. I think he's going to do well. There's so many good artists coming out right now. I mean, from all across the board, all genres. Great. George Smeddles is another one. Really good lad as well. So yeah, it's quite a few. Good time for upcoming producers. And obviously, there's like Jimmy Switch from Abode, Lindsay Matthews used to be part of their crew. She's doing some really good stuff. Yes, there's quite a lot.
This weekend, you're heading towards the UK. You're going to Butterfly Effect.
Yeah.
Playing alongside Steve Lawler.
Yeah.
How do you find playing alongside him? You enjoy it?
Well, I've got Do Not Sleep tonight with Anya Schneider and Matthias Caden, and then I've got a flight to Portugal for RPMM Festival, playing with Damien Lazarus and loads of people there. And I've got to get the flight with no sleep, landing to London for Butterfly Effect. So it's going to be a tough weekend, but I've been doing it for ages like this, so I'm used to it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And the thing with Steve Lawler, we only keep it really exclusive, so we don't do too many of them. So yeah, we did the opening at Do Not Sleep. We've done a few other shows. We obviously did the Warehouse Project. So this is the next one. It'll be the last one for a while because both of us then we've got lots of different touring schedules. It kind of isn't easy to do another one together. But yeah, really looking forward to it. And he's my mentor. Years and years ago, 10 years ago now, when I signed to him for the first time in 2008, he's taught me so much. Obviously, I ran the record shop 15 years, and I say this all the time to upcoming producers. It's not about how good you are. It's about being able to get a platform where you can show how good you are. And Steve Aoki did that for me, so I'll always be grateful to him. And that's why whenever I see other artists coming through, like George Smeddles and, like Ronnie Spiteri and stuff like this, another one's Tommy Vercetti. When I see artists coming through like this, I try to help them as much as I can, because I know that sometimes it's not about how good you are, it's having a platform to show how good you are. And Steve's done that for me, so I'm always thankful to him for that. So playing with him for me is a really big deal, and it always goes really well. It's quite natural because I think we come from the same kind of vibe, so we don't really have to work it. It just flows really naturally, which is great.
As you said earlier, you're returning to the Leeds Mint Club. You're going to be taking stuff to those kind of venues with your new label. Are there any other particular places that have caught your eye and we can expect to see you playing over the course of this year?
Well, yeah, I mean, I've kind of found that lately promoters are piling on DJs, thinking it's better to have like 5 acts playing short sets than 2 acts playing longer sets. And that's how it used to be. And I just think as a DJ, after an hour, you're starting to tell a story and then you've got to finish. So I've kind of made an effort to try and only take gigs. Well, mostly take gigs where I'm playing longer sets. Obviously, I did the Mint Club thing 4 hours. And then I did in Manchester at Joshua Brooks 2 weekends in a row where I did a 6-hour set one night and then a 4-hour the next night. Both shows sold out. And those 10 hours flew by like that. And they were absolutely amazing. Probably the best gigs that I've enjoyed for a long time. I've got the Egg London 5-hour set coming up. And just this morning, I posted about my upcoming acts and upcoming dates. And somebody messaged me, tweeted me saying, can you do some more of these long shows in Manchester? And I said, look, if people want to do it, I'll do it. I'm thinking about doing a residency, dedicating like once a month in Manchester, maybe even start off with 4 Fridays in a row in Manchester, a small venue, and do 6-hour sets. And like, just got retweeted, and loads of people have been saying they want to see it. So, people want to hear that and see that. So I'm up for doing it. And I'm going to start looking into it seriously about doing a lot more of these, because I think as a DJ, you can really show who you are. And if people in the crowd get what you're doing, you can take them on a journey. And I remember when I was younger and I used to hear Lauren Garnier do 6-hour sets in Liverpool and stuff like Derek May. And they were the best shows that I can remember myself that I enjoyed. And I want other people to feel the same. So after 1 hour, 2 hours, they get where you're going with it. And then within the 3rd, 4th hour, you've got people in that zone. You're all on the same wavelength. And it's just the best thing, man. It's the best feeling. And I really want to do a lot more of these, so I will be. So if you keep an eye on my diary, there's going to be a lot more shows like this coming.
That's great to hear. I don't want to take up too much of your time today, so I'll finish off with a nice, easy question. Obviously you've already mentioned Ben Sterling's track, but what have you most enjoyed playing out so far this year?
What, track-wise?
Yeah, track-wise.
Oh, what kind of question? You can't hit me with a question like that. So many good tracks. I can't think off the top of my head. Normally when I get interviews, I try to think about the answers before, but I haven't had time to check the questions. So, wow, I'm gonna have to look at what I've got here lined up for tonight's show. I mean, there's so many tracks. Chris Dussy, that boogie tripping track that I played last week, and it's not a typical track that you'd expect in Amnesia, because Amnesia is a really big room, but it's kind of like an old school Darius house track, on Rob Soul, kind of Phil Weeks kind of sound, but it went down so good, and I was buzzing about that, because right now this whole just techno things like all the rage, and I think house is getting a bit overlooked, but when I played that last week, it went down so good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it again tonight. I can't really think. Shaf Hughes is making some wicked stuff. Like I said, Luke Van Dyke, he's making some wicked stuff. I don't know really. I mean, you're going to have to ask me again on another interview, because I can't look at my music to think.
That's fine. You just have to commit to the other interview. That's fine by me.
I'm up for that, man. I'm up for that.
Right. Well, I really appreciate you taking out the time today, and I'm sure we'll catch up sometime soon. But yeah. No
worries, mate. Next time we'll cook the tequila shots are on me.
Love that. Cheers, mate. Have a good one.
No worries, bro. Nice one.